Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Guardian Toads video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about rare heroes, and specifically the pros and cons of these heroes, because I think rare heroes are a very useful part of your roster, but they get slept on significantly, and there's a lot of potential issues with rare heroes that potentially could give them a bigger bad rap than they actually deserve. And I think they're actually really good in a lot of ways. They're really free to play friendly. There's a lot of things going for them, but I feel like there's a lot of information and a lot of discussion we could have on rare heroes to try to optimize them the best we possibly can. So this is probably going to be a few episode series here discussing rare heroes, especially after I see the comments from this, trying to really narrow down on what information is going to be the most important. So definitely bear with me on that aspect of this topic and discussion, because I think this is going to be really important for people, but at the same time, there's a lot of things to unpack here with rare heroes. So before we get into this video, if we can get a like on this video, that'd be awesome. Also subscribe to the channel for more Guardian Toads content. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the video here. So the first thing with rare heroes, for the most part, people think that rare heroes are something that is only good in the beginning of the game, and then you eventually just throw them away. And I do want to say, just in general, in a vacuum, there's a lot of good rare heroes that I still use all the time, even in late game. Akiyuki is going to be a big one here. And Coco is going to be another big one here that is used all the time. Elvira is fantastic as well. All these are really good heroes, just objectively good heroes that are not with the caveat of, oh, it's a rare hero or whatever. They're just actually good. So I want to start with that there's actually just objectively good rare heroes, but I think there's a lot of potential things here that make it a little difficult to actually truly realize the potential of these rare heroes. So let's talk about some of the issues with rare heroes. Just start out the video. First thing, if we go to the book, and if you have a frame of reference on what base stats you can expect out of unique heroes, rare heroes have significantly worse stats. Significantly. So let's just take a couple heroes that are typical, that you're familiar with, and you can kind of get an idea, just you have a feeling for what their stats are. So we have Future Princess here, 841 attack, 38k HP, 190 defense. Then let's just go to Maya here, 872, 35k HP, and 238 defense. And then a couple more. We got 926 attack out of her. Then we can go to Bari here. She has the highest at 1,315 attack, and in that kind of 200 defense range for base defense. Marina here, she's a massive statistical outlier, where she has 42k HP, but 536 defense, which is just absurd, even though other people like Future Princess and Arena, they don't have as much high base defense, but they make up for it with a shield. So you got to take all of this with a grain of salt and just kind of have a little understanding here when it comes to base defense. But if you looked at just a massive statistical outlier, it's definitely Marina. And then another weird one here too is this chick, where she only has 69 base defense, Kappa, but she has a gauntlet, and gauntlets give extra defense. So that's one thing also to consider as well. So when it looks to when you look at these base defenses or just base stats in general, unique heroes, that's just kind of the typical range. I just wanted to give you guys an example of a lot of different heroes so you can kind of get an idea. Whereas if you look at rare heroes, the base stats of these heroes are significantly less on average. So this one right here, this is actually a bad example because these stats are right in line with Eva here. We have Elvira. She's one of the best attackers at 921, but only 132 base defense and 31k HP. This is supposed to be an attacker, but only has 797 base attack and 190 base defense. You would expect something like this kind of warrior style character to have in the 200 range defense and probably in the high 800s to like mid 900s when it comes to base attack, maybe even 1,000. And then Karina, lower base defense here at the 128, and then the 794 for base attack. So I think you kind of get an idea of what to expect here. Like another example, Coco, great character, but a damage dealer, but only has 763 base attack. I think that's a problem. Only has 106 defense. So that really limits her on the upside of her potential when it comes to damage. A good way to represent that, let's take Mayriel, 1,240 DPS here, and then you take Coco, for example, and then this is with a sharpshooter on. So let's find Coco, and then has her weapon, has this, and then we put sharpshooter. Only gets 77k. We could put her in like the best thing ever. This we'll put critical hit on, and we can even do this, and it doesn't even come close. 87k defense versus, and this is with a max limit broken weapon versus a support character. You know, she's a ranged, supposed to be damage dealer, but a support character here is doing significantly more damage just in general. That's mostly going to be due to the base stats of the character. Coco is very limited on how much damage she can ever do because everything is just scaling off such a low number there. That's why you get this 40k disparity in damage, even if you have significantly more stuff invested in that character. I'm showing this as a potential problem and to take these rare heroes with a grain of salt, but Coco is actually in one of the highest damaging raid teams in the entire game. So even though that's potentially an issue, there's still massive uses out of these rare heroes. So base stats was my first issue that I wanted to talk about. And then issue number 2 I want to talk about is how rare heroes exclusive weapons are distributed. Because I think when you look at a unique hero, normally how you get them is you get a banner and you're going to pull for the hero and you actually have a chance to target the weapon. Even though pulling for weapons is usually not ideal, you have a chance to target the exclusive character's weapon and have a 50% chance if you actually do hit that white box. So I think people are basing these heroes around having the exclusive weapon and having the character. You can actually kind of plan for it, even though it is random. And then you do have the mileage at the end where you can mileage it, and usually people will always mileage the weapon over the hero. That's just a good rule of thumb. Yes, there's situations where I might consider mileaging a hero, but that's very rare. I hate that question a lot, so I just want to bring that up. The rule of thumb is you pull for the hero and you mileage the weapon normally. Whereas with rare heroes, the exclusive weapons for them, first of all, not all rare heroes even have an exclusive weapon yet, which is a problem. But then there's no way to mileage, or there's no way to target that weapon. You can mileage it, which is just a really bad move in every scenario. There's not a single scenario ever in this game where I would recommend mileaging an exclusive weapon for a rare hero. But you can't target rare heroes exclusive weapons. You have to get lucky. And the only way to get lucky is with magic metals here in the mileage shop. You buy 5 of them a month and you'll just get to randomly roll them right here. These legend exclusive equipment boxes, hopefully I'm not in the way, legend exclusive equipment boxes here, and they're 100 magic metals and you could buy 5 of them per month, and then you'll just randomly get one. And that's a problem, in my opinion, that you can't target a specific rare exclusive weapon, in my opinion, because you're, for the most part, how people build their team is they're building a mono team based on the best hero, based on their best hero's element. So on my free to play, I'm starting with Camille. So I'm going to have a lot. I'm going to be leveling up Camille in the evolution place. So then all the rare heroes that are Earth are all going to get up to 5-star well before he's going to get up to 5-star. So it's smarter to invest in all these other Earth heroes because of that. And all these Earth heroes are actually decent, the rare heroes. So like, let's say if I wanted to do Earth, all these rare heroes here in her, she doesn't even have an exclusive weapon yet. Aoba is a great healer. She does have an exclusive weapon, but I have no way to guarantee it. And then lastly, Craig is a great tank. I believe this is great. Yeah. And he has a decent exclusive weapon here. Let's actually look at these effects. So when hit by a melee attack, inflicts 20% DPS damage to the attacker and restores 1% HP. The damage increases proportion to defense. So this right here, he has a damage that increases according to his defense. He has a crazy defensive stat, so he gets massively better with his exclusive weapon. Luckily for Aoba here, she's not that. She's actually a really good healer without it. But with it, she's even better. So on Flower Petal's arrow hit, inflicts 20% of DPS and restores all allies HP by 20%. Restores all allies HP, so a flat 20% HP increase with 20% chance. So a very good exclusive weapon, but luckily she's already good without it. But my point is that even though I'm going to be tunneled to these heroes here, I have no way to farm their exclusive weapon, even though these are the heroes that I want to farm. You have a pseudo way to farm this because you have gems and you got to get lucky, but you at least could target it. And that's one of the big issues with rare heroes that I wish they would fix, is that the only way to really get an exclusive weapon guaranteed, unfortunately, is going to be this Guardian Pass here, where every month they have one and then you have to pay money for it. which is just a bummer to me. That, okay, so you get Yuze's. Okay, we could guarantee this one right here. Sometimes they'll have, in the Rift events, they'll have an exclusive weapon, like a legendary exclusive weapon you can get there, but that's another monthly thing that's not random. I wish there was a better way to farm rare heroes weapons that are not mileage, and for some reason, the mileage is the same price for rare weapons that it is for exclusive weapons. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And I wish it was a different currency, because this mileage material, this is such a trap for people that that you could even buy this, and it just, I would feel really sad if someone actually spent 300 mileage on one of these accidentally because they didn't know what they were doing and they were just ignorant. It wasn't a stupid move, it was just an ignorant move, and it's a bummer to me. And I wish there was a way for us to farm these that it wasn't the same exact currency of the most valuable currency in the game, or at least one of the most valuable currencies in the game in these mileage tickets here. So that's another problem here, where it's these rare heroes, you don't get to plan for them. Even though you're planning everything else out in the game, you don't get a plan for the rare heroes that are along for the journey with you, which I think is a massive problem. It makes rare heroes get a bad rep because you're always basing your unique heroes that you have with better base stats with their exclusive weapon, and you have these rare heroes along for the ride, but you don't get to judge them with their exclusive weapon unless you get lucky. And not only lucky, but you get lucky on the right element too. So I think that's another big problem with rare heroes. So, but I feel like hopefully I'm not painting too much of a negative light on rare heroes here. I think they are still very good, like I was saying in the beginning, where these rare heroes are fantastic. But I just wanted to kind of show some of the issues here with rare heroes, because I do want to end this off in a positive note, whereas the major benefit of rare heroes is the awkward phase of when you're first leveling up your first couple of unique heroes. Your unique hero is going to be stuck at 4 stars for a very long time, comparatively to your rare heroes. These rare heroes are going to be 5-star very quickly. So they're going to, or relatively quickly, they're going to have their special ability for a long time first. It's another way to progress through content. Is most of the time you're going to be putting all of your resources into this character here, but then you're going to hit a wall for a long time in the evolution dungeon. But these characters are not going to hit that wall. They're going to be able to get to 5-star. They're going to have their special ability here. And you could put your resources into them to push you through content that you wouldn't have normally gotten to, with just the limited amount of resources you can put in your 4-star unique hero. And eventually they get replaced for most content, but they're still going to have a lot of uses in Tower of Horizon. There's a lot of rare heroes that are super useful in these places, unless you're just at the point where you just I can go into the fire dungeon here, and I have three fire heroes that are all fully max limit broken. Yeah, or I have 5. But that's just an annoying thing to say, because like for most people, look at all these good rare heroes that you could be using, and you could probably progress very far in Tower of Horizon with rare heroes. And I think most people are going to be in that situation. You have like Pilvice, you have a couple rare heroes here that are fire. I think a lot of them are actually really good. Lavi here, and I think Rare has a lot of good, like objectively good characters here. It's just unfortunate that the only healer is Maya, but it just happens to be Maya is the best healer in the game. So it's kind of a benefit there, but it's a unique hero. Whereas other ones, I kind of like other elements a little bit better for free-to-play people, like Earth, for example, because their healer is guaranteed for every account, and most people are not going to want to build their account around a support hero. So your support hero is guaranteed and free and really good without the exclusive weapon, whereas the main heroes that you get to pick for Earth teams are all just good damage dealers that you could really build your account around. So that's why I like elements like this more so than Fire, for progression and for free to play and for, when you're at limited resources. So hopefully this was kind of, I just kind of want to have a stream of consciousness here when it comes to rare heroes. I'm definitely be covering this a lot more. There's a lot of video ideas that I have planned for rare heroes. I think it's going to help people out a lot. So let me know in the comments below if there's anything specific that you guys want me to talk about when it comes to these rare heroes, because I think this is a really big topic and a really thing that people can benefit from, especially if you're just starting out, low spender, and you can really min-max these rare heroes and get you quite a long way in the game that you might not necessarily think you can, because you're just tunneling on unique heroes. Not saying everyone's doing that, but hopefully it's just kind of opening up the perspective that rare heroes are actually really good. So, all right, I'm going to end it here, guys. You guys have a good one. Peace.